Hi, hope you guys are doing well. So today we will be making these shaped fireworks. You can make them with any character you want. So the first thing you'll obviously need is an image of your character or any cartoon character you want. You can search on Google name with the name of the character and then add the words line art in front of them, because the image we are looking for should be black and white. That would be the best for our use. So after that you can download Inkscape. So Inkscape is completely free. This will actually automate a lot of the process and it will make it a lot easier for us. So download it. The link is in the description below and it's completely free. So after we're done downloading Inkscape, we'll go into the Inkscape software and we'll just drag and drop any image we want, like over here. So then select the image, click on path, trace bitmap, and then this menu will appear. The only setting we're going to be using is this threshold. Set the threshold to 0.1 because we only want it to detect the black parts. If we actually wanted to detect the lighter parts like the gray parts, I'll set it to 0.9 and then click on apply, and then you can see that it even detected the lightish gray shadow and turned it black, but we don't want that. We only want the black outline. So for that I'm going to set it to 0.1, then click on apply. Once I click on apply, I'll get this vector map and I'll just move this image on the side. Then I'll just delete it and then I'll just save the file, save as, and then save it to wherever you want with a .svg format. I already have one saved. So then we'll actually head on to Blender. I'll just delete the default cube and then click on file, import .svg scalable vector graphic, and then I'll just navigate to where I have the file saved. So once I click OK, as you can see the file had multiple of these characters. I actually only need two, so to actually teach you everything about this process. So I'll just delete the other and then keep the two I want. Also, as you can see, if I just move it around, you can see all of their point of origin is at the same place as the 3D cursor, and we don't want that. So I'll just select both of them and then go to object, set origin to geometry. That's now their point of origin is at the right place. You can also scale them and move it on the side. I'll just select 92 on the front view, then select the camera, and I'll just make the camera so that we can see them through the camera lens. This looks good. Now also select the one of them and then name them appropriately. I'll just name it P and C just so that I can easily identify them. Also select the P1 and change the material, click on use nodes and change it to transparent BSDF. I'll go with the Eevee render engine for this one, and also turn on bloom, and I'll just change the material to transparent BSDF, blend mode to alpha clip, and shadow mode to alpha clip as well. We're going to be assigning the same material to this one so that when I click on that rendered view, they are transparent. So you have to have the transparent material to any scalable vector graphic that you import over here. Now because we use Inkscape, we instantly have these, or else we will have to painfully create them in Blender. So now the next step is to convert them into mesh object, convert to mesh. Now they're meshes, and I'll just change the world to something like darkish blue so that we can mimic a night sky sort of, and I'll just create another collection, new collection called P for particle, and shift a mesh. You can use icosphere, UV sphere, whatever you want. I'll just go with an icosphere and change its setting to subdivisions to 1 because it's going to be really small anyway, and I'll just move it to the side over here. I'll give it a new material called P particle and change it to an emission shader. Turn this front to 5, and I'll just change it to yellow because I'll call it PP. Then I'll just duplicate it, GX, and move it on the side, and then I'll click on this 2 and change this to CC because I want it a different color, and also change this name to be CP as well, so that I can easily identify them later on if I actually want to reuse them. And I'll change its color to orange. So I'll click on this Pikachu one and click on particles, click on plus, and we'll go with emitter and change the source from faces to vertices, because again these are all vertices. It has no faces, or even if it has, we don't want to use those faces anyway. So we'll actually see this, and also unclick this random order one, because the result, it actually makes the result worse. Even in the preview I actually didn't turn it off, but I regretted it later on. So turn it off or keep it on, but I recommend turn it off. Also the number of particles, well actually I think we should just click on render, and instead of hello I'll just go with object, and the instant object is going to be PP, Pikachu particle one. And as you can see, it's just this one huge particle. Well, I'll just lower the scale to 0.05. I think this sort of scale is good, and you can also play around with the scale randomness. You can actually turn it to 1, 0.5, whatever you like. This is actually based on you on your own preference. And you can also in the field width tab, you have to set the gravity to 0.05. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the start and end frame. Basically I just want the particles to burst out in a single sense. So I just want the particles to just burst out. So to do that, the start and end frame has to be the same. So I wanted these to start and end on frame 24. This way, on frame 24, 1,000 particles will just burst out. Let's see the first pass. As you can see, it just bursted out. Now the scale, I think the scale randomness could obviously use some work, so I'll just click out here and randomness scale. As you can see, this changes a lot of the things. So you can also adjust the scale even more if you actually want to. 0.01, maybe it's too small, maybe 0.03 should work. Also the number of particles, this heavily depends upon what are you going to be using. For Pikachu, since it's less of a detailed character, something like 5,000 can work. Even maybe something like 6,000 can also do. But for something like Charizard, you're going to be needing a lot more of particles. So let me just redo this again, and we'll see the result. The first result, I guess. Good. Now this actually doesn't look too normal. Again, real particles don't work like real fireworks don't work like this. Also the lifetime should be, you can actually change this as well. If you want it to last 50 frames, then good. If you want it to last longer, you can actually change the value to 60 frames or even longer. And also the lifetime randomize will actually make them disappear randomly. So you can actually play around with this setting and the lifetime as you want. And the start and end frame will also be dependent upon when do you want the firework to explode. Now I'll actually add in, click on the camera collection and then shift A and add in a force field, and in the force field I'll just go with turbulence. Now in the turbulence tab, it basically adds a little bit of sort of wind sort of effect. Let me just show you. Now this Pikachu is just distorting on the side. Maybe I'll just move the camera a little bit more on the back side, so now you can actually see the turbulence in a little bit of better action. As you can see, the Pikachu just moved on the little bit of side like this, because the turbulence is there. It doesn't matter if I change the place of the turbulence. I can move it to what over here, and I don't think it will still matter. As you can see, it doesn't matter where the turbulence is. Now the next thing that we can actually do is, again, go into particle settings, actually in the turbulence settings, and I will change the flow from 0 to 5. And also you can actually make it sure that it affects the location or rotation as well, but I'll leave it to do it right now. So let me just show you. Now it's actually fading away slowly and giving slightly more realistic feel. Now also, instead of turbulence, you can with turbulence you can also add in a force. Now this matters. If I place it about over here where the Pikachu is, it matters if it's over here or if it's in some other place. Let me just show you how it will affect it. And I also add its flow to 5 as well, and maybe the strength should be something like 2, and you can actually see for yourself how it will go. As you can see, it actually is affecting it differently. Now another thing that we're going to do is I'll just quickly create the Charizard particle system. I'll set the number to 10,000. Start and end frame is going to be, let's just say 48. Lifetime is 50 randomized, and instead of faces it's going to be vertices again, random or move and order, and into object, and I'm just going to go into CC, and again I'll just set the gravity 0.05. I guess it is somewhat required, and the scale randomness should be obviously 1 over, I'll just change this to this, and as you can see. Now what if I don't want Charizard to be affected by this force field and turbulence? I actually only wanted, what if I only want Pikachu to be affected by this force and turbulence? So what I'm going to do then is click on create a new collection, and I'll just move this force and turbulence to this collection 4, then click on to the Pikachu one, go over here and then affected collection and turn it into collection number 4, and after that I'm just going to click on another empty collection, and then click on Charizard one, and then go into affected collection 5 where there is nothing there. So when I play it, Pikachu is being affected by it, but Charizard isn't being affected by it. As you can see, Charizard isn't being affected by anything. But if I remove this one, now Charizard is being affected by all of them. Also, what you can also do is, if you want to give it another better effect, let's click on the Pikachu particles over here, and I'm just going to go into shading tab and show you a neat trick. Shift A and then add in a color ramp, and then Shift A and add in an object info node, and then click on random and add it to over here. Instead of linear, I'm just going to go with the constant one, and I actually want a little bit of them to be some other color, and most of them will be yellow, like over here. And I'll change this to something like maybe this orange, and when I plug this in, you can actually see, maybe I'll just change it to some other color, it makes it obvious. First, as you can see, a few of them, half of them are basically red and half of them are yellow. If I start moving it, then more of them are yellow, and some of them are orange. But if I change it to orange, it slightly adds more variety and makes it look a little bit more realistic. You can do the same with the Charizard one. You can give it some other collection. I'll just copy paste this setup, and obviously you can even add more colors into anything, like I'll just add red for now, and maybe blue, just to show you that you can add multiple varieties. And when I go back and play, and we'll see the Charizard one actually has a lot of different colors, but I recommend just sticking with 2 colors. That actually looks better. Too much colors just doesn't look well enough. And if you want to improve the fading effect of your particles, like take them to the next level, I'll just show you with the Pikachu one. You can actually go to the most bottom tab and click on textures, click on new, then your particles to shrink if you want them to shrink with time, and then go into texture tab and click on blend. As you can see over here, instead of generated, you're going to go with the strand and particle one. I'll just move this back, click on colors and click on color ramp, turn on color ramp. Then we'll open the menu, and the white part is the particle visibility, and the black and white is lower visibility. I'm also going to change one more setting, influence. Instead of general time, I'm going to change the size of the particles. So now our particles are going to be larger, but over time they're going to get smaller instead of just disappearing. Let me just show you. As you can see, it looks different than the Charizard one. If you actually notice it, the Pikachu one will fade differently as compared to a Charizard one where the huge particles are just disappearing rather than going to smaller ones like on the Pikachu one. This actually improves the effect a lot more. So I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. It really helps a lot. So I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe to my channel and watch another one of my videos, as that's how the YouTube algorithm works. It's a small channel and it won't cost you anything. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.